So Tron came out while I was gone for Christmas vacation, and I've already seen it twice. Now I'm going to go ahead and let you know there are spoilers in this video, because it's not really so much of a review as it is just kind of like a discussion of what I liked and what I didn't like about it, because I'm sure most of you have already seen it. And if you haven't already, then what the hell is wrong? Go see Tron, because I'll go ahead and tell you it was excellent. Now, I was, or am, whatever, a fan of the original Tron way back in the day. And I was a little skeptical about Tron Legacy because, you know, going back and watching the original Tron, and honestly, in my opinion, it did not hold up against the test of time. I'm sure if any of you had seen the original for the first time recently, yeah, it's a little rough around the edges. I don't know, it wasn't that great, you know, watching it now. But man, when you're a kid and you're watching that, it was awesome. Kind of like Flight of the Navigator. That's another one I loved as a kid, but when I kind of go back and watch it now, I'm just like, ugh, this movie's kind of tough to sit through. And, you know, of course, Hollywood is really good at butchering classics. So, of course, needless to say, I was very nervous about Legacy. I went into that theater expecting for my childhood hopes and dreams and memories to be crushed. And I adored it. I loved it. It was such a great movie. Definitely the prettiest movie I've ever seen. You know, Avatar can kiss my ass because I wasn't a fan of Avatar. I thought everything about Avatar sucked except for the graphics. The graphics in Avatar was the only saving grace to that movie. But Tron looked better, and everything about it was better. The script and the characters and the dialogue and just everything about it was amazing. Now, Clue and young Flynn did kind of look a little robotic at times, you know. His eyes weren't fully there, and his mouth, and it kind of just moved up and down like a puppet. But there were a few scenes where Clue looked really good, like when he was going through with his little minions and ramsacking, I don't even know how to pronounce that, you know what I'm saying. He was kind of going through Flynn's little sweet-ass apartment he had off the grid. Clue looked really good there, and also near the end when he was kind of with all of his army that he had made and all the programs he had rewritten, and he was kind of giving a little speech to them. He looked really good there. But the rest of the time, Clue and young Flynn didn't look so good. He was the only thing that didn't look amazing. Everything else was insanely beautiful. One of the big things when I first just sat back and went, holy shit, this is awesome, was, oh god, what's it called? Is it the Recognizer? Is that what it's called? The big orange ship when Sam first gets into, what do you call that when he first gets into Tron World? I know there's a real name, and it's completely slipped my mind right now. And the big thing goes over your head and lands. That was my big wow moment. The first one. The second one definitely came when they got onto the light cycles. Those were gorgeous. The first time, like, he jumped up and separated it and then it kind of formed underneath him, that was really, really awesome. I just loved everything about it. And all the girls I know are talking about the guy that plays Sam Flynn and, oh, he's so dreamy. But you know what? I'm more about Ed Dillinger, who is played by Cillian Murphy. I am a huge Cillian Murphy fan. And seeing him in his little vest and his little, you know, shaggy hair and his glasses, just, yeah. I like guys in glasses. They're just so cute. I don't know. And the best is when you find a guy that wears contacts and glasses, because then sometimes you get him with the glasses, sometimes you don't. That's pretty hot. And all the guys are freaking out over Quora. And, yeah, she was adorable. Olivia Wilde, very, very cute. But I was more about Jem, the blonde. I like the way she was giving everybody the sexy eyes all the time. And come on, in Virtual Bedroom, you know Jem is going to be much better than Quora. But that's just my preference. And plus, I know this wasn't meant to be read this way, but come on. When Quora and Flynn were in his sweet-ass little apartment, there was definitely some weirdness going on. Like, they've at least hooked up a few times, right? It wasn't just a father-daughter kind of thing going on. I I definitely read some vibes there. And the ending. The ending. This is where the big spoilers are. The ending sucked. Why did we have to have the good little, "Aww, they rode off into the sunset together" ending? That was so stupid. Like, the one thing I like about Tron so much is, to me, it all seems like maybe this could be possible. You know, I know it's not, but just use your imagination. It could maybe be possible that we can be pulled into, like, this computerized world. And then at the end, when he, you know, took her out with him, and then she was a human being or some type of, she was real, that was stupid, because that's definitely not possible. I'm talking like Tron is possible. But to me, that's definitely not possible. You can't pull a program or ISO or whatever she was out and make them into a living, breathing being. And then the fact that she didn't even have her identity disc. So she doesn't even have a soul. If anything, didn't she have Flynn's identity disc? So it's actually her body, but his dad? I don't know. I think that's how it kind of works. And I thought it was kind of weak. I thought when he had that little chip around his neck that was her. And that would have been better, because then he can, like, go visit her in a computer sense anytime he wants. But her being outside, and as soon as she said that she wanted to see a sunrise, I was just like, that's how it's going to end. And that's the only thing I didn't like about it. I thought that ending was so cheesy. I really don't need a happy little romantic ending, especially not to a movie as cool as Tron. I mean, come on! We don't need mushy shit. But yeah, overall, I adored the movie. I've seen it twice. I totally plan on going to seeing it again. I think they did a great job of bringing this classic with a more, like, modern, you know, twist, but still keeping the roots there. I was blown away. Even the second time, and usually watching a movie a second time, I'm just kind of like, okay, yeah, that's good. But a second time through a movie usually doesn't hit me as hard as the first time. But I would disagree with the second time with Tron. I definitely was able to see things and hear, and, like, you know, listen to what they were saying more, and I wasn't just so overwhelmed by how beautiful the movie was, and it really was. So yeah, I recommend going to see Tron, whether you're a fan of the original or not. I mean, if you've got even the slightest little bit of geekiness to yourself, you're gonna love this movie, because there really wasn't anything not to like about it, of course, except for the end. And that is my semi-review, kind of just discussion about Tron Legacy. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. I'd love to hear your opinions, so, especially some of you guys that are bigger Tron fans than I am. I mean, I'm just familiar with the old film, but I was never, like, a diehard. So I'd love to hear what you guys think, the diehard fans out there, what you guys really thought of the movie, and kind of pick it apart. Tell me some things that you saw that weren't right in the Tron scheme of things, and what you liked about it and everything. I'd love to hear. And I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow.